Hello everybody, today will be the very first review on the Solve the Cube 101 channel, and in this review I will be reviewing these two MoYu YuLongs. Now recently I got a order from the Cubicle and I decided to pick up some YuLongs there because I wanted a second speed cube because the Fanchi is my main right now and all my other ones suck. And I didn't want to go on something too expensive, so I bought myself a YuLong because it was only $8. I did kind of counteract that by buying two, but I don't regret it. So, in this review, I will be reviewing the white YuLong and the transparent stickerless one. So, I don't know which is which. They're both in their box right now. Boxes look pretty identical. So, let's try to open it up, see what it says. This appears to be the white. Yes, it is the white YuLong. So I'll just move these boxes to the side here. So here's the cube. It is the standard MoYu color scheme, which I really like, apart from this orange. That's why I have replacement oranges for this. But first turns, it's quite fast out of the box. I'm not a super fast cuber, so I can't really give that much insight onto how good of a cube is, whether or not this will face up versus the best. But it moves pretty quickly, and it does have pretty tight tensions right now too. You can see it's not that loose, so I can imagine it'll only get better if you loosen up the tensions. So I'll be doing some other stuff after I come back, do some solves on this, but first I want to check out this one, and this should be the transparent stickerless, should it not? Oh, this opens easily on that side. Oh, I also forgot you have the standard solving manual. So, here it is, no one really cares about these. So, this is the transparent stickerless, and it looks really cool, I can tell you that already. So here it is. As far as I can tell, this is one of the only transparent stickerless cubes, apart from the Osu, the 4x4 cube from MoYu. So this does move slower, but I'm sure with a little bit of breaking in. One of the first things that I noticed is that color recognition will actually be quite difficult. This is the blue side that I'm holding on right now. However, this yellow, because of the way that it reflects the light, it makes this look very orangey. The white side is okay, but it doesn't really have a pop-out color to it, so that might also be difficult. The orange is good. It seems to really only be every single top layer here, apart from orange, because that seems to reflect light really well, and that it cancels out the yellow. I'm sure it's because they're both similar colors. So this is set to about the same tensions as this one right here. So I have no need to sticker this one because that would defeat the purpose. So it's a very good looking cube. I don't think anybody would make this their main, especially since it's not a legal cube. It's pretty good to be able to use your legal cube in a competition. I'm sorry, your main in a competition. But recognition might be difficult on this, so I'll come back after I've done a few averages on both of these cubes, and I've restickered the orange for this one. So I'll be right back. Almost before I leave to go ahead and do my averages, I almost forgot to mention, because this is my first review and I was nervous, some of the most important stuff. Corner cutting and tensions. So here you have the cube on stock tensions, and it can cut half of 45, so 22.5, just fine, no problem. It can cut a little bit more than that, but you kind of have to force it if you get very far. And you can see that that is with really quite tight tensions. If I pop a piece out, like that, and then that's the wrong side, so I'll just pop this out too. and then, oh, turns out it was the correct side. You just can't really tell. It's very quite far inside the actual cap. Sorry, the centerpiece. Like this, that's about like 0.7 millimeters in. And with 3/4 of a turn to loosen it with a screwdriver, it went from cutting this to cutting 45, no real problem. Reverse cutting, it can't cut super far. It cuts less than my Fanchi, which I have right here. Oh. Oh. Looks like my Fanchi doesn't want to cut today. But I cut slightly less than a Fanchi. And it became a lot looser, and I really quite enjoy it now. So, I will now go ahead and do my averages. So I have done some averages, and with this cube, they were quite good averages. I normally average sub 45. My record average of 3 is like 35 seconds or something. And sorry, I averaged sub 44. So with this cube, I got an average of 12. Of sub 41, I got 40.53. So this is really quite a good cube. I'm thinking about replacing my Fanchi with this cube because I like it a lot more. But I'm not interested in that average. I'm more interested in this. And I was correct. Recognition is really quite difficult on this cube. So just because of the way that the yellow side reflects light, you can't see it right now because the curtains are closed and lights are on, so there's no sunlight. But it is really quite difficult to tell. I constantly get confused between blue and green. One thing I have found though, that if you ever solve on any color, if you don't do cross on white or yellow, it's a lot easier. So doing cross on blue and red seem to work the best. And those are the times that instead of getting about 50-second solves with this cube doing cross on white, I would get down to about 46 just because I could recognize pieces a lot easier. So if you aren't color neutral or you just like only solve on white, then I don't really recommend this cube for you unless you just want to keep it around and do crappy solves with it. Because the cube looks cool, but your times won't. So, my final thoughts of these cubes. This is an incredible cube. I really, really like it. It turns well, cuts well. This is just barely tensioned, and it's not lubed at all, and it is fantastic, and it beats my lubed tensioned Fanchi. On this cube, it just looks cool. I really wouldn't recommend you to try to use it seriously at all. I just bought this because it looks really nice. So there you go. That's my final thoughts of the YuLong. More specifically, the MoYu YuLong. So thank you for watching this review, and goodbye.